basically, we have the Three of Wands. I'm sorry, the Son of Wands underneath the Three of Wands. Again, this is the energy that we started off with, the Knight of Wands. And it's reverse, meaning like this isn't in its, what you have here is a group of people like applauding this energy. Remember the teenage like kind of energy of misogyny, and the Knight of Wands doesn't always signify this. This is for this reading only. He kind of embodies misogyny in its teenagey ideals about how women are and should be treated and looked at. In its upright position, it's like he's getting applauded for doing that and for being himself. In this reading, it's upside down. And I really feel like that is a positive message for the women who are watching, who are feeling maybe a little despondent and put down and turned off by the applause that these men seemingly get. We're talking on a macro scale. They do get applause, but it's upside down. It's reverse. It's not in its power anymore. It's negative now, essentially. The applause for that man, that misogynist, is a dark energy and a negative energy that goes out, and it will be and is looked at as such by you. And that's what's most important. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, which is kind of like at the base of the initial deck, we had the reverse Three of Coins, which is like the Trinity, the balance, the Holy Trinity, and that kind of balance that the Holy Trinity brings, the glory that it brings. It's reversed too. It's kind of an unglorious situation, and it's not in the light, because this reading is about subordination and misogyny and the way things are currently. It's not in the light, and it's not aligned with the spiritual. What is being made on the earth plane in the name of misogyny is not in line with spiritual. It's not in line with God, essentially. It's out of the light. It's in the dark. It's a negative energy. Okay? And here we also have the Three of Discs, which is this, but it's in the upright, which is women are building a new house, okay? Women are getting together and recreating their reality and recreating the world around them. This is not an easy task, but it is actually happening. And I want to say like it's physically happening. Like we're creating our spaces. We're, sharing with each other our experience is a creation process. The best way to deal with destruction is to create. And the only way to deal with destruction is to create. We can't resist destruction because it really empowers that energy. When you simply create, you will be in the light. And that's the best thing you can do in the face of the dark forces, okay? So we have the Hanged One, which is literally like, we're literally not acting at the moment, but we're seeing things from the upside down perspective. And it's creating a light around your head, enlightenment. I'm seeing things from a new way. And then we have the reverse Chariot and we have the reverse Lovers. So this is like a really, really, really strong last spread from here, because basically what I see from upside down is the hypocrisy between men and women. The Lovers, one is male, one is female. I'm seeing the imbalance in a way that I've never seen before, in the subtleties of it all, and also the not so subtleties. I'm seeing that truth. I'm seeing the imbalance between the two worlds. I'm seeing that I'm not walking hand in hand with a man in this world the way that it was meant to be, kind of thing. I'm not as human. I'm not looked at as mattering as much, or as worth or worthy as much. And therefore, this is a hypocrisy. This isn't balance. It's not in its upright position. It's not the beautiful balance between male and female. It's the imbalance between male and female. The imbalance between the two worlds. But the great thing about it is the veil has been lifted, and now I'm seeing it from this perspective. Here I am. I might not be able to articulate it. I might not be able to act on it every day. I might still be eating literal crap from my boss, from men on the street, from people in my family, and just generally any kind of misogyny that I come in contact with. I might still not be using my voice, but I am seeing things for the first time as they really are. And it's truly, and I want to say like the first time, but it's different now. It's different than what I thought it was even 10 months ago. I think we were happy that these guys were not able to work anymore. I mean, they don't go to jail for what they've done. They're just simply put out of work. Now that they're showing back up, we're kind of seeing things for how they truly are. It seemed like the right thing was happening, and a few months later we noticed the right thing. What is the right thing? Well, it's not happening. Whatever the right thing is, it's not really happening, okay? There's hypocrisy. There's imbalance. And this is an imbalance between the lovers, the male and the female. And I don't mean in a romantic way at all. They just simply represent male energy and female energy, okay? We all see that, you know, in a circular deck, to have it come right reverse is a very strong message, okay? It wasn't like halfway reversed or this or that. It's reversed, okay? This is what's happening now, and it's at the base of us building a new society, and it's not without men, okay? A lot of people have this idea about matriarchy being the inverse of patriarchy, but it's not. okay? Because it's actually the opposite of patriarchy, where in patriarchy there is hierarchy. There are people at the top and there are subordinate people. In a matriarchy, it's a circle, okay? We're all on the same level, okay? We're all equal in the circle. We're all human in this circle. And we're operating more in a fluid, circular manner versus a hierarchy, okay? Because circular is the way of nature. It's the way of women. It's the way of the world. It's the way of the universe, okay? Patriarchy is more of a bottom and top situation that hasn't been working for us on any level. And when we combine the two, male and female, in a circular way, we get a matriarchy, which means literal equality in every way, in every form. That no one really gets to be higher than another person, that we're all human beings. And because we're all human beings, we're on the same level in society. And that would mean class as well. So it's like, are you ready to have no class? It sounds funny, but are you really ready for that? Because it's part of it too. You can't just have gender not be your ruling factor, or race not being the ruling factor of where you fall in the hierarchy. I think we're done with that. Those 20% of us are. But the question is, are you willing to leave class behind? Are you willing to leave that structure behind? And I think it's just so out there for so many people, but I feel like people are getting there. And we have to get there within ourselves too. And we have to ask ourselves that question. Do we want this upright? And are we willing to deal with what this upright means? Because it's no longer like putting people on a pedestal of being like the genius one or the very, very best out of all. It doesn't work that way in matriarchy. It really doesn't. Because there's something about calling someone a genius and giving them all this power so they get away with the abuse, okay? When we're all in the same circle, everyone can see everyone else, okay? Because we're all sitting around a circle. So we can see what each other are doing. It's a very transparent situation. Do you want that? Or do you enjoy the ways in which you benefit from being a superior? Because that's what's happening, I believe, with the men who have power right now. What they're trying to tell us is that they enjoy the ways in which they're superior. They don't like having to answer to women who are upset with the way that they run their business, because it is totally not in accordance with anyway justice. So there's that. And I just want to pull a goddess card just so we know the kind of energy we have with us. And an angel card. Because this is the long haul. We're in this for the long haul, okay? So what kind of spiritual masters are sending down their energy to help us here? See, this is so funny because I had to pull like so many cards, but I'll go quickly as I can and just deal with the ones that really stand out. We have the Goddess of Fame. We have the Goddess of Spiritual Sustenance with us. We have the Goddess of Transformation, Medusa. And the Goddess of Grace, which is reverse. And I'm just telling you right now, it's like women are taking the front seat right now. It's like, can we do something different with fame now? Can we use this for spiritual sustenance? Because we do have more of a microphone than we've ever had. We have a louder voice than we've had in the past. It's not perfect, but we have fame, in a sense. Are we going to let it entrap us the same way we've seen it happen to others? Or are we going to use this as a voice for all women? Do you use your platform to make money and to aggrandize yourself? Or do you use your platform to lift all women spiritually with you? Because that's what this is about. There's a transformation happening for sure, and it can be really scary. And I think that's what we're dealing with. And there's a question inside all of us. What do you do with the fame when you have it? Where are you going? How are you going to use your platform? I feel that the idea is for spiritual sustenance, for oneness and togetherness with all women. And once we have that kind of feeling, it is really togetherness with all men too. I mean, men suffer in the patriarchy as well. Because a hierarchy is, power corrupts, absolutely. Absolute power corrupts, absolutely. That's what we're dealing with, okay? We're all souls. As women, whether we like it or not, we have a more direct communication in this arena. Are we going to use it to transform? Because we have to face the shadow sides. We have to say, where have I benefited from this system? And I'm willing to let that benefit go because I'm looking for the higher ground. We have to take responsibility from our own shadows, our own anger, deal with those things. And this is especially true of men. I think that obviously this is the most difficult thing that they're facing right now is change. This is reversed because it's like everyone's having the hardest time with grace. Can we treat each other, including the teenage energy of misogyny? Can you treat that man who hates you with loving kindness? Can you accept him? Because if you can't, we're asking something of him that we're not capable of ourselves. Acceptance for what is. It is true. Grace is truly like the Jesus energy, the Buddha energy. And it's what's being asked of us. And for a while, we can go kicking and screaming about how unfair that is. And we can do that for a few lifetimes. But those of you who are intuitively guided to this message, I think you're also on the same page. When you can deal with hate and not let it get to me, affect my heart personally, and I can look at hate objectively even though it's perpetrated against me, and still say, bless you, because you're a child of God. You're a child of the Creator the same way I am. You may be lost. You may be committing evil acts, but I don't believe that you are inherently evil, because there's only one source of creation, and I don't believe I'm inherently evil. So can we deal with this with grace? Because that is a question. We have many angels with us. Mahasya, this angel, is literally holding the sun. This is about turning to what you enjoy. Okay, this is about sustenance. We have to be in this for the long haul. It's God's will. It's not my will. When I want to control situations and I want change and I want whatever, I'm very attached to my own desire. At one point or another, in order to sustain our lives and enjoy, because this is what the point of life truly is joy, we have to turn to the things that enrich our lives. And turn away from the things that are very negative to us. At times. There's a time for everything. When we feel very caught up with the news of the sex offenders in the news, it's time to read and write and do the things that you enjoy the most. Pottery, sculpture, art, whatever. Hanging out with your friends, getting coffee, watching a female comic, for instance, laughing. Anything that you enjoy that's in the light and the sun. Okay. Lavia, the angel who tells us that we had planted the seed is growing. Our initial thought is coming to fruition. It's like, hang in there. Just hang in. This angel is literally coming to say, I heard your initial prayer. There are a lot of things you don't understand about how the universe works, how nature works, how creation works. We know what you desire. And because what you desire is aligned in the light, it comes to you. In the meantime, just know that it is coming. You will experience it now or, without a body, and it won't make a difference to you then. So we don't have to be so attached to our intentions in the light, and this angel is with us. Okay, Aniel is the angel that is telling us to extend a hand to the other side when it's appropriate. You always know when it's safe and when it's right. To let go transgressions. And I just want to leave it at that, because that's almost taboo to say in this realm, but he's with us. And when you let go, it's for you. It's for your soul. It's for your happiness and your joy. It doesn't make the other person right. It doesn't make them anything other than outside of your auric field. I've let you out. Now, forgiveness is something I hear a lot about with these issues. And I just want to say something about forgiveness. You can forgive someone, but be done with them forever. Okay? Forgiveness is for you. Be done with them, but never let them out of your heart. Meaning, I'm done with you. And I wish the best for you. Your highest good, I want that to come to you. But I won't be around you and I won't be dealing with you in the physical plane. Because you're unsafe. Because you're dealing in negativity. Because you're dealing in essentially evil, negative forces. There's nothing too much worse than sex offense. Nithaya, this angel is holding a G, which is, for me, it's not only grandmother and ancestral, but it's also personally my grandmother, who works with me on my intuitive skills. So I feel that this is an ancestral connection. Okay, because we are dealing with the pain of the past as well. So let me just read, since I'm not as familiar with this angel. A poet angel who brings joy and confidence into your life. This being will also reveal hidden mysteries. The card shows that any book of secrets will be opened and you will be able to gain clarity. Until that time, you must remain by yourself and not take hasty action. The challenge is to bear solitude. The answer is within. And then we have Metatron, who's kind of an archangel who's kind of like writing down all of the world's deeds and your life's deeds into the book, okay? He's the scribe. So if you're concerned basically about people getting away with abusing other people, I can assure you they do not get away with it. And this angel is here reminding you that, and reminding you that he's with you, that your good deeds and your sisterhood towards each other is also being noticed, because everything you do in the light is also being noticed and brings you closer to the light. So, in contrast, he's assuring you that others will come to justice, and your idea of justice will transform as you become closer to the light. But forgiveness is not something for anyone to insist that you do. It's something for yourself. And when you get there, you start to realize that in order to forgive, it has meant that I had done something inside of myself. I've let others let me feel like less than, which is a very real thing on the physical plane. I'm not saying that's not real. At the same exact time, in the spiritual plane, it isn't real. when you come from spiritual place, you can see your existence on the physical and the suffering as real, and you suffer. At the exact same time, you can transcend the suffering for moments while you're in the physical plane. Some can do it for moments, some for hours, some for days, some for weeks, and so on. And just that moment of transcendence in the now, where I'm sitting here in my room at home, which we call my dream room, and I'm sharing with you, and I'm talking straight to other women who get it. I'm in this moment not a subordinate to anyone or anything. In this moment, I'm fully in my power and fully accepted and fully accepting you and loving you and extending love to those abusers, truly. Extending love in the way that you must stay away. It is not safe to have you near me or any woman in the physical plane. And at the exact same time, I pray for your highest good and your healing. And it's okay to focus on women's highest good and women's healing for the time being. You can only do as much as you can do in a day or a month or a lifetime. And I just want to say that if you've listened to this entire thing, thank you. You're helping me. These messages help me as much as they hopefully help you, and that you're pure gold. I love you.